Hello all you coin collectors out there, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today we're going to take a look at some coins, and I'm just going to look at some 2018 Kennedy half dollars, which you can order directly from the US Mint. They cost you, if you order them in bulk, they cost you about 70 cents each, and you essentially get them in a bag that looks like this Kennedy half dollars, $100 bag that costs you about 140, and there are 200 in it, and they're half P's for Philly and half D's for Denver. Now when you open the bag up, they are just poured into the bag, so they just have all the coins in there on top of each other in the bag. They are uncirculated coins. In other words, they've never been in circulation. They came directly from the US Mint, but they are not proof coins. And I want to show you some of the things that you can get, some of the damage you can get when you get these coins. And this is probably my favorite one, and this is essentially the reeded edge damage. And if you look right down here, you see these lines underneath President Kennedy's neck. And those lines there are, if you look at them, they're the exact same space as the reeds on the other half dollars that we have here. So this is a half dollar, here's the reeds on it, and these are the exact same spacing as that. If we hold them up next to each other, you can actually, I'll just put this right on top because it's already damaged. You can see that the spacing is exact pretty much. Just goes right like that. So one of these coins must have gone down on edge on top of one of these coins and got caught, and so it made these lines here. This is post-strike damage. In other words, this coin was struck, but it's not post-mint damage because it occurred at the mint before they even put it in a bag. For it to hit this hard, it must have been, maybe it got stuck in the machine a little bit or something like that after they struck the coin. So this is not technically what you'd consider an error. It's not a planchet error where they mixed up the planchet. It's not a die variety where the die came down wrong. It's not a striking error where the striking of the coin came. It's a post-strike damage. And we sometimes call them error coins. I like to call them error coins because it's a mistake that just happened, but this is not an error coin that's going to be highly collectible, except maybe to me. What other kinds of damage do you get? Well, you can see a little bit of it. Again, as I said, this is a coin that came straight from the bag, so you get little scratches here. This is not a proof coin. It's not shined that way. And this like surface scratching here and there. And you know, like a little scratch here and a little miscoloring. So this comes straight from the mint. This is an uncirculated coin, and it's going to have scratches on it. So those of you who think that all uncirculated coins are perfect or proof, see there's a little dent out of that, that's not the case. Here's one of the things I love on these, is that's when you can see the little bit of the blue in the reflection. So a lot of times I'll save these coins if I can get the blue. Say, see the lips, the eyes. So this coin I'm going to save simply for this, but I'm going to save it for the coloring also. What are some of the other damage errors you can get? Well, this is just a just a really scratched up one, and you'll see it doesn't have any major issues to it, but you can see if you get up in the here, there's little scratches, and you get these kind of surface scratches here. This is actually in pretty good condition. A little bit of a gouge there above the pen, and some of these sideways lines, another little bit of a gouge there, and then right here under the chin is a big gouge. If you tip it like this, you can actually see how it came down. That's another coin that probably came down and scratched or hit it, either while it was in the bag or while it was on the line coming out, and you can see how scratched up these are. Again, these are uncirculated coins, and they still have these gouges and scratches in them. Here's my second favorite, and that is another. If you look again, you see the gouging here, and you see that it's the exact same distance again as the coin edge here. And these, if we line them up, you can actually see the reeded edge, and these are the exact same distance apart. So sometimes you get this kind of gouging where the coins kind of rub against each other. And I don't think this is from the bag, just because there's not so much weight or pressure on them in the bag. Unless they're putting 10 or 20 or 50 bags on top of each other, which they might be. I think this probably occurred on the line after it was struck. We also see this big gouge here and line here. And we got one more I want to show you, and that's this one. Maybe, no, I'll show you two more. And this is another one where you just have the scrape line here. This is a very nice condition coin, and then you have the reeded gouge across the cheek. And can you see that there? See, so right down through there. Again, you can see that reeded edge again here where it struck. And this one's actually rounded, so you can see where the coin actually came down, probably at an angle, and hit this coin so hard that it chipped a little bit out of it. And then is this the final one? And then there's this one. Again, if you look at it really closely, you can see the spacing here from the reeds on here. So if we line that up, you see that it lines up exactly with the reeds on here. So this one of these edges hit this so hard that it gouged holes out of it both there and there. Can you see this, the second one there? Right there also. And so when you get this, it's a gouge, and it's post-strike damage, but it's not post-mint damage. This did not happen after it left the mint. It didn't happen in the bag on the way to my house. It happened at the mint. So you might have a scratch, you might have a ding, you might have a bump, you might have a nick, you might have some discoloration. Sometimes you get like these coins, and it looks like they got some kind of water or chemical on them, and those are post-strike also, but they are not post-mint damage. Do they have any value? Well, they have some value to me because I just love seeing this kind of thing. And if you take my three favorites from 2018 were this one, and let me see if I can find the other two again. This one, of course, is my favorite because it almost looks like it says something there. It's, you know, it almost looks like there's something in the that it's a lettering mistake. And then this one where it kind of goes up from the D, and you can see the reeded marks going up there. So there's one, there's two, and there is three. And people say, well, why are you handling these? Why are you putting them on top of each other? These are not valuable coins. Even though I like them and I like the scratches and the marks on them, you're not going to find many collectors who say, look, I want a reeded gouge from a 2018 Kennedy half dollar. So I want to be able to put them on videos, and so I can use them. But you know, the collector's not going to pay you $5 or $10 for this, even though it's very, very cool. All right, talk to you later from the DC Coin World International coin channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you might have in the comments section.